my name is Michelle Maidenberg, and I'm going to be talking about Halloween. I'm going to be talking about the words we use to describe candy. I'm going to be talking about the meaning of Halloween for your children, and also what to do with all this accumulated candy after Halloween. So I really want you to focus on the language we use for candy. We usually call it junk food, and if you think about it, if it's referred to as junk food, if your children are eating bad food or junk food, then that means that they're bad kids. Of course, that could perpetuate a cycle of guilt and shame around eating, the candy, and it could impact on self-esteem and self-confidence. So we really want to avoid using that type of language and call it what it is. It's candy. Second thing is, what meaning does Halloween hold for your child? So one day I was sitting with my children and I asked them that question because I was interested to hear if they were going to refer to the candy or something else. And surprisingly enough, what they spoke about is the meaning of Halloween for them was dressing up, having fun with their friends, being part of a community, walking in the neighborhood. And it really wasn't about the candy at all. It was more about them enjoying themselves with their friends. So it's really a competition of how much candy you could accumulate in how short period of time, and that's really what's exciting for kids, where we as adults may become concerned that they're eating too much candy. So the third thing is, what do we do with all this candy that we accumulate? And how do you organize or orchestrate yourself around all this candy? So the first thing in my household, what we do is we really focus and stress portion, and moderation. So the candies that we buy, for example, are bite-sized. So that would mean that they're 100 calories or less, 6 grams of fat or less, and 10 grams of sugar or less. Now, of course, we do not have control over what other people buy, but I do make it a point to tell kids, when we go shopping for the candy, that this is what we're choosing to buy and be mindful of that. Sometimes we'll also buy toys instead of candy, so we'll have a combination of, small toys and candy as well. Also to be mindful of the candy, one is, if you're giving candy to young children, that there are choking hazards. And second, that there are also allergies, that kids have allergies, so to be mindful if there's a peanut allergy, what type of candy kids are eating. Last is, I know in my household what we do, I use these snack bags, which are, these small Ziploc bags. What I'll do is, over a period of 3 days, I'll have each child, I have 4 children, ages 15 to 7, but I'll have them put 2 candies in a Ziploc over a period of 3 days, and they get to choose whatever candy they want over those 3 days to eat, and it's their choice. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's something that they collaborate in, it's something they're used to and expecting, so they're kind of on board with it. And you could always, acclimate your family to this tradition. So you put in, what ends up happening, interestingly enough, is it loses its luster, and after 1 or 2 days, they even forget about it. So I end up they don't even end up eating the rest of it. And another question is, what do you do with all this candy? There's such an accumulation, right, in your household, and you also don't want to run the risk as an adult that you're going to overeat the candy too, because when you have accessibility to it, that's when we tend to overeat or overindulge. So a couple of ideas. One is to donate it. So there's some local, for example, shelters or charities which actually seek donations. The other thing that we did is we made kind of a makeshift lemonade stand, and we sold portions of candy for a very minimal amount, and then donated the proceeds to my foundation, which is called Through My Eyes, THRU My Eyes. Any money that we made from selling the candy. And there's very creative ways that you could do that and think about it, and also to really seek out, because there's also a lot of advertisements about things. I know last year in my community, we actually accumulated candy and gave it towards people in the armed forces, and that was really nice, and my children were part of that as well. So I hope you learned something from this video, and I wish you and your families a very happy holiday and to enjoy the festivities.